Sweet. All right, it looks like we're live. I'm going to confirm with the fancy little thing on YouTube. And let's get started. I know I don't have to say let's get started to get started, but we're pretty close. Studio.youtube.com. Let me just post it real quick and we'll go. This one's super spontaneous. I gave everyone 7 minutes of notice, so if this sounds a little chaotic, that would be why. How do I get a link? Here we are. All right. Awesome. It doesn't even have a thumbnail. That's how spontaneous this is. But today we're going to be doing a G1000. We're going to completely go through it, hopefully. And then we'll also be rebuilding, first of all, the turn coordinator. I'm rebuilding it to include this bezel that's now resin printed instead of FDM, filament deposited muddle. I don't know what M stands for in that certain case. We might have to print a piece for this, so if we do, we'll have to start off with that. Now, let's go off, get the G1000. Oh, and hello, Frank, I think. Let me get the G1000. I have so much space now, it's awesome. I have some of the boxes in my room now instead of down here. Okay. So what we have here is a Flight Sim Maker G1000. I don't have my other monitor, not my other camera, so you'll just have to have this one. So right here we have some bubble wrap. We have oh, I actually need this. Look at that. That's where it went. We have some bubble wrap and some circuit boards. The bubble wrap is right here. We've confirmed the monitor works. We'll have to epoxy it someday to get everything working and maybe like use some shears to cut off some tabs. But here is the Flight Sim Maker G1000. This is actually a version 1 G1000, which is, I think, like 3 years out of date. The latest and greatest is the NXI V2, V2.1. It's now all payware, so you have to pay for the models. There's like one freeware G1000 project on Thingiverse if you're interested in that, but we're just gonna go with Flight Sim Maker because they spent a lot of effort making it easy. Okay, so let's start off with the wiring. I'm gonna set up a second camera right here using my phone. So give me a second. I'll answer some questions maybe while I'm getting Droid Cam to work. And the first question is hello. And I'll answer hello. Good day, Captain. It's nice to see you, Buck Rogers, Marcus, Gerald, and I'm gonna Frunek, I think. So yeah, hello everyone. Welcome aboard. Droid Cam client. Connect over my fancy IP address to this port. Okay. Now it's working, okay. And then droid focus. Hey, here we go. Do. Camera. So right here we have our G1000. car keys, and a metric tape measure. Now I'm being exposed on how like disorganized I am with the with my desk. Okay, so our first thing we're gonna do is this panel. We're gonna call it. Oh, actually, it would be this knob right here. So we're going to open Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 and MobiFlight. So I think I'm going to do this panel by panel to show you it now, and then later I'll clean up my wiring and stuff. So let's start with this small panel. It's just going to be it'll be 4 wires, and I can connect all the grounds together. Let's see. Oh, it's going to be so loud. Why is it? Okay. Now, let's go to here. New. And this will be an input. Let's just. I think the wiring is really on a case-by-case basis. So I think what I might do, instead of kind of in-depth doing all of the wiring, like wire by wire, and wasting time connecting it, is something I'll do whenever I'm developing stuff. It'll be just to use this this game controller right here. If I click this button, it triggers an event. So that's my development tool. Let's go through and make it. Oh, I can even do something where like you see me and the little camera somehow. Oh, I even have. Maybe it works now. All right. Thank you so much, Gaming Eberl. You're going to have a little bit of audio that's gone. Basically, every profile microphone. So if I change profiles, the microphone settings don't save. And anytime I unplug my microphone, it pretends it's a different one because of the way that technology works. All right. We have our screen here and our screen here. I think I'm all set up. Thank you for letting me know the audio isn't working. I'm configuring a G1000 and upgrading instruments. That's what we'll be doing. Is the volume good? Too loud? Am I peaking? Maybe a little bit. Is it all, like, let me know if up or down. It looks like I'm pretty good. Okay. All right, I'll monitor that. But let's start off with the first thing in our G1000. This knob right here. It doesn't have a cap even. So, to be completely honest, I have no clue what this does. I haven't flown in a G1000 in a little bit, so let's Google it. G1000. diagram. I think it's the COM volume, I'm pretty sure. But we have the X-plane manual right here, and we have a fancy diagram near the top. Somewhere. Yeah, 21. No, it's number 1 right here. Nav audio squelch. Huh. Is that what that is? Anyways, if we enter flight sim, we can know for sure. G1000. Let's get me in somewhere nice and hot. Let's go to Ski Town. It's a ski town, I know that much. Okay. Let's look at volume is fine again. All right, good to hear. Okay, so this will be COM volume squelch. This is going to use, this is where my plan falls apart. There is no rotary encoder on this right here, so you have to use, I'll have to plug in an Arduino regardless, but I think my idea will still hold true. It'll just, things won't be connected to what they would normally be connected to. I'm just going to connect a single encoder and a single button. Okay, all right, we have here it is. All right, we'll give you a little rotary encoder tutorial, because, you know, why not have everything in one place? So these rotary encoders, you'll have these 2 wires right here. You'll have these 3 wires right here coming off these 3 pins. The middle one is common, it goes to ground, and then these other 2 right here, you go into the encoder pins, and then the other side is just a button right here. Look at the encoder video if you're confused at all. And then there's some really fascinating tutorials online on how rotary encoders work. I'm going to assume that I've used the first few pins, so I'm just going to go with pins 22 and 23 for the rotary encoder inputs. So my wiring looks like this, if that matters at all. Ta-da! Black middle goes to ground, and then the 2 signal ones, they're not at the top because, you know, the top is 5 volts. It's just below that. And then let's go with 24 for the button, and then ground again for the other one. I got a close Mobi flight. I don't care about my progress, I'll retype that. Close Mobi flight. Alright, here. And here we are. So everything, like I said, is going to be configured to like 2 pins, or to just this encoder. So obviously in your configuration you would make a bunch of devices and a bunch of buttons and assign it to each button, but we're just going to go with 1 encoder and pretend we have a bunch of devices. So yeah, nav audio level. That's what this is right here. And I have a pretty good hunch that it's just going to be named nav audio level. It might have a G1000 prefix or something somewhere. We're going to update our boards. I might have to go through a little bit and unplug it and plug it back in and reflash. And this one I think is ambiguous. Oh no, it went for it. So, as I suspected, I used the first pins for a switch panel. So I'm going to add an encoder to pins 22 and 23. 22 and 23. This will be a generic rotary and generic rotary, let's call it, and then add a device, a button on pin 24. Generic button. I guess I could have typed that in front. I'm gonna upload it and go over to the inputs tab in a new file. Input, nav, volume, click edit and scan for input while we have our little this. Now it knows that this is the generic rotary. I'm gonna go Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 and this will be for the generic aircraft. G is for generic. Oh, I should report that as a bug because I really like, it's not a bug, it's a feature improvement, but like usually you can like type in A and it'll default to like engine, or it'll default to the first A, or go to U and it'll go to unsorted. That's just, sorry, that's a tangent. Let's go with G1000 because I believe the avionics suite has an entire thing here. So nav. I think it would be somewhere here. Would it be MFD or PFD? That is the question. Let's go with volume, because I think it's nav volume. It's just nav volume. PFD, okay. I think it might be nav audio level. Let's search for audio maybe. I couldn't see it in the under the PFD thing. I'm assuming that when it says large and small, it means this. So the nav audio level would be a different one. So audio. Okay, we have audio level decrease, copy, and on right audio level. Oh, let's research for that. Huh. Oh, let's go. Thank you, Michael. I did not see that. So it would be under G1000. G1000 PFD audio level set. Okay, this is tripping me up. The like little chat thing doesn't let you see it. Got it. PDF nav volume. Let's see. Oh, Michael. If you already did all the configuration, I could just use yours. I don't have to go through this all. We could like have a little vote or something, but I think it might be more fun to do the turn coordinator revamping everything, but instead of kind of looking through drop downs. LMNOP. And yeah, I don't see it here. LMNOP. That is so wacky. Nav. Oh, what I'm going to do is click a random one, click OK, click edit, and then that'll put it in its avionics folder, and then I can search nav here, then it'll pop up nav volume. Is it the nav switch? PFD nav switch? No, that would be swap. Nav. Yeah, I cannot find it for whatever reason. Oh well. Let's try hub hop. Tools. Oh, yeah, I'll move myself. Yeah, you can't really see very much of me. Let's do, there we go, now I'm out of the way. Let's see. Presets, and it would just be nav volume. Oh, I can sign in and everything. Look at that. Keep me signed in. Oh, okay, PFD volume 1. Let's try that. My lighting is, now this is bugging me. I'm gonna be like this big. Okay, so nav volume is PFD volume AS 1000 PFD volume 1 decrease. There we go. All right. On left decrease, copy, paste. On right, increase right here. Sweet. Now, if we click run, we can see that turning this knob should, in theory, okay, we're at 0%. Let's increase it. We're at 10% now. Now we're at 68%. It doesn't really like show you it's increasing like it would make sense to, but that's all right. Okay, now this one is done. Oh, sorry if I'm giving you a headache. I'm giving myself a headache. Just go away, please stop. Take me home. At least it's not over like a remote connection. Zooming into the simulator over a remote connection is terrible. I hate it. You'd be like, okay, we need to see if this works, and it'll be like, whoop, and you'll be looking at like the back of the plane, and you're like, why? Okay. Now the nav swap button. This one's gonna be a lot easier. Nav swap. We'll have it through the generic button right here that it's okay. Generic button. Let me double check my generic button to make sure that's working. I'll go to extras and then logging to an info level, and we can see that nothing is happening, which is not what we want. Let's save and exit just in case. Downloads. G1000 config. Okay. All right. Okay, now if I press, it's pressing and releasing. It's releasing too. Now let's scan for input. Click generic button. It autofills to that. Now on press, let's go here and select our swap. So G1000, and this one will be generic, and it'll be PFD swap. PFD nav swap. Nav push should be. Is it nav switch or swap? Nav switch, I think. Run it, and now our nav frequency should switch. Okay, that is the same as pressing this button. So that is good. Now our nav encoder and nav fine adjust. How's everyone doing? I wish we should like get some music or something, because I remember that George's FS videos, back when he was streaming, he always had music on his streams, and you'd like hop on and you'd be like, wow, what a quaint time. Okay, this is PFD, nav, small, decrease, copy, right, paste, and then this one will be increase. Increase. Okay. Save, run. Now we can see that the small is being adjusted whenever I twist this little button. Now let's duplicate this, and then this one will be rough. Adjust, copy. We are making our way down. I might not do all the buttons because the buttons will be really repetitive, but hopefully I can get some of the knobs. Even if we get just half of this, that should be good to show at least how it goes. And I'm gonna push this into the GitHub once it's finished. I just kind of yeah. Honestly, part of the reason I'm doing this on stream is because I've been procrastinating this for so long, so I just wanted to get it out of the way. And now that I'm on stream, I'm like, okay, this isn't so bad. I can do this whenever. So nav large, decrease, nav large, increase. Now, if I click it, the large is being increased, decreased, and we also have a button. Nav press. And then this one is just your scan to input. It's this one, and it's the generic button. Oh, I know why. You can't have it running while you select it. Scan for input. There we go. Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. And then this one is... Gotta search G1000. G1000. And then it's PFD nav push right here. So then once I click run, now it is switching between, it should be. Okay, let's diagnose this. Why is it not working? Honestly, I'm not entirely sure why it's not working. It should be. Nothing is telling it not to work. So I'm kind of confused why it's... Everything right now is just dying, which is okay. It's like no judgment. Woo. Can you hear me? I think maybe. Huh. Oh well. It's okay. Who needs visuals in a live stream? Okay, let's go next to the... Let's reset this. Maybe it was the lightning strike. Let's try that. Sensor clearing. Okay. And now video capture. This is so weird. I don't know what's happening. Okay. We do have a backup camera though, right here. It's just taking all my battery though. Okay, and it's not very high resolution because it's over Ethernet. Let's just try this. Maybe if we do like deactivate, then activate or something. I don't know. Let's not let that get in the way of our fun. I have a fancy, like, something somewhere. Hey, all right. I might, oh, Michael, could I push your, make some adjustments, or, like, make a, that's so funny, it's not showing up. Could I use your, I'll email you, but could I use your config and, like, share it with everyone, and make sure, and, like, make a diagram for it, too? Because I know there, like, aren't very many at all online, for it. Let's focus on, oh, sweet, awesome. Yeah, I just know that, oh, give me a second. Here we are, close this. That is not cooperating. Yeah, I just know that they're, like, not even Flight Sim Maker, like, anywhere there has a G1000 config. My computer is kind of melting a little bit. Let's work on our instruments right now. So we have this instrument, and now it shows up again. Stop that. Let's see. And I'll give credit, don't worry. But we have our turn coordinator right here. Let's bring up the brightness a little bit. There we go. Never do anything spontaneous. It won't work. So we have this is our first instrument we're doing. I reprinted these on vinyl instead of the shipping labels. It gives it a little bit darker of a printing. And now we have our label. I always like to bend them just slightly up like this. That makes it so that it doesn't interfere with the plate right here. So that's something awesome I like to do there. Now we just need to hop into MobiFlight again, this time for something else. So it should be all working there. File, new. Okay. Let me actually just hop into the turn coordinator. This will be right here. Turn coordinator right here. Source. No, it would be under the MobiFlight files. Here we are. I forgot you have to open them here. Open. Sorry about that. I'm taking forever. Open Sesame. Instruments. Turn coordinator. Turn coordinator. Okay. Oops. Okay, I will be right back in a second. This, I think, is the right one. Okay, you can still hear me? Yep. Let's go. All right, there we are. We have the face camera right now and the droid camera thing. All right, we got both of them. Balance restored. And we even have this view, even if it doesn't have the... Hey, there we go. Sorry about that. We will start out with our module. We're going to not save this, but we're going to add a device. We're going to add a stepper motor, switch the middle two pins. So let's use pins. Let's use pins 24, 28, 26, and 30. Okay, not pin 24. Let's use pin 26, 26, 30, 28, 32. All right, there we go. Now let's upload this. This is just our test stepper. We won't save this configuration because we're just testing the stepper, making sure that its limits work properly. So let's click OK. We have our stepper on this board right here, and we are going to test out the airplane. Here comes the airplane. I don't know why it sounded like that. Test value is 60. Now we have our Arduino right here. We're going to use some connectors from my circuit board I designed right here. And we're just... okay. Let's see. I want to find one with like 4 of them, but it looks like they're all split into 3, which is all right. One, two, three, 4. All right, we have 4. Let's just connect it up. And with the X27 stepper motors, I always like to say you can switch the middle 2 pins on your wiring, on your software, or both. So you have to make sure not to do it on both. Now, pin 1 is the upper pin. This is kind of... if you're like worried about this wiring, check out my turn coordinator and Airspeed video. That explains the X27 wiring better than I am right now, because I have all these visuals and diagrams, whereas now I'm kind of just hoping it works. Okay, we have it wired right here. Let's click test and see what happens. Point taken, stop the simulator. Click test. Okay, stop. Test. Stop. Perfect. On the money. Now, it might actually be a little less because once we put the airplane in here, it'll... oh. Test. Stop. Yeah, it should end up being just a little less than I put it, but that's okay. We'll adjust that. Now, oh man, I have to switch it over. That's so much work. It's okay though. We'll get over it. We have our airplane, and we want this to go from here to here. So click test. Oh wait, actually it's a different test amount. Click here, test, and what? Oh, right, okay. I'm going to change the test amount. Okay, I switched these. I did the ball first with the airplane config instead, so I'm gonna just try 180 right here, and that'll put it in the center like this, and then there's a little bit of run out, so that's okay. What we can do is we can get our clamps. You can't see this. I just realized. I'm gonna add a source. Oh, look at that. There we go. You can see it now. Look at that. Okay, so I'm gonna just squish this a little bit, just to make the hole a little smaller so that it grabs on a little better, and then we'll see if there is still that little bit of resistance. Yeah, now it should be better. Click test. Stop. And yeah, that's about 180. We can do any fine adjustments. I'm going to glue it in this position. But before I glue it, I'm going to put on these pieces right here. So I'm in this position right here. I'm going to put a dot of glue right there. Snap it on like this. Candy says, been watching you since March 2022. I haven't even noticed. I don't think anyone's been stalking me. But yeah, that's way cool. That is more than a year. March, June, July. I already messed up. March, April, May, June, July, August. We're going. I think that's more than a month. I sound really incompetent right now. I'm just focusing on a lot of things right now, so bear with me. They're gonna be like, they're gonna be like, oh, you can be an astronaut, and that would be so cool. And then after that, they're going to see my live streams and be like, actually, you do not do well under pressure. You cannot be an astronaut. And I'll be like, that is fair. I think I'm good under pressure. I'm not really sure. Maybe I just scream, the world is on fire. Am I good under pressure? Physics 2 tells me otherwise. Okay. Oh, I just shorted out the board a little. Can you see everything? Now we just wanna... We're actually just going to screw it on now. Even though it's not perfect. We want just a little bit of gap. We don't want it to be touching. So if you can include that, that is ideal. Let's click test to the ball again. Ball right here. Test. Oh, shoot. I forgot about that. You have to... I'm only working with one motor right now because I don't want to wire two motors right now. Just for this. Let's move that back. Test. Stop. And then the cool thing about this specific design is if you slam it to the negative and slam it to the positive, it'll self-zero. So that's kind of how you zero it. Yeah. Or you can zero it manually if that, for some reason, it's not that way. Okay. Oh. MFD, PFD, MID, audio config. Thank you, Michael. That just saved me at least 2 hours of a headache for the email. Okay, Joseph Prieto says, love the videos. Did you buy the Garmin officially or did you 3D print the parts? Thanks. Keep up the great work. So this is the Flight Sim Maker G1000. This one I downloaded back when it was freeware, and then I also paid for the payware. It's like $10, I think, for the STLs, for the NXI version. That'll be the upgrade after this. So we're making the V1 first, and then the NXI. But yeah, that should be good enough for to go. Good enough for to go. And yeah, I just need to print a seal. Let's see how long it'll take if I just print it on the stream, or if it's just a job I need to do some other time. Instruments, turn coordinator, STLs, and seal. Moment of truth. Will it work? All right, 16 minutes. Can we handle 16 minutes of subpar audio? I think so. Let's do it. Now you get to time me to see if 16 minutes is actually 16 minutes. I can even, let's see, is this on? This one doesn't have to be with fancy production settings. This is with my draft settings. Just because of the nature of the part, it doesn't require anything fancy. Prepare, preheat PLA. We're so close to having the turn coordinator done. And then on my simulator, I gotta see my little screen thing. It'll be like this. Oh, whoa. Da, 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 da. it's the missing one right now, so we'll put it back where it belongs. Okay. Oh yeah, look, you can even see this. A really fuzzy thing. Let me get my printer real quick. Print it. It's so nice having a printer next to the desk because you just get the SD card, put it in, and then you're almost there. Now we just go into our SD card, which isn't being read because it's a live stream. Nothing can work if it's a live stream. And then let's save it as seal. Delete some of these files. By some, I mean all. Let's delete them all. Let's purge the SD card a little bit. Boom. Nothing on this in the open is worth saving, so I don't save it. It has to be in the production file folder if it's important. Okay. Seal. 16 and this is how a 3D printer works. You just basically press print. That's kind of simplified, but that's basically the technology. Oh, I forgot. It's yellow right now. I'll be right back. Please don't be yellow. Stop being yellow, please. There we go. It's no longer yellow. We got him. Okay. So now, while that's printing, I can replace the airspeed indicator. Now, the airspeed indicator has a few things we're replacing. Number one, the seal is updated. Or not the seal. The part itself. So I'm going to go get this part. I've been printing these like all week. It's a product coming soon. Just, yeah. But it's an upgraded resin bezel right here. Ta-da! It's all nice. It's a little shiny. And can't see any of the lines. It's really nice. Oh, and we have the little knob. Doop doop doop. This one is the knob you twist. Not to be confused with another knob. I don't know what I'm saying half the time on these, and so the audience certainly doesn't. Let's hop onto the, I'm gonna hide my, you could call it lovely face, and we're going to go onto our second camera. Alright, it's time to take out the airspeed indicator. Should I be using a drill? Yes. But am I? No, I'm not. Okay. And get this one too. Oh yeah, this is a big spoiler. Last time I was on the channel, I was like, "There's a big surprise coming," and it's been like a month since I said that, and it's apparent that the surprise is the glare shield. Dun dun dun. Okay, we have this airspeed indicator. It has served us well, but it needs to not have lines on it. You see, this is very ugly. Well, it's actually pretty good. I'm honestly really proud of this instrument in particular. So I think it's the prettiest one of the simulator. Like, the altimeter, for me it leaves a little to be desired just because I'm like a perfectionist. But, so I guess this one and the vertical speed indicator are the only ones that I'm like, good. Okay, let's start disassembling it. Something notable is that I actually have a standard now, and the standard is M2 for the screws. And the way I make M2 not be terrible is by, and let me change over my little view. I'll take a few seconds to tidy up a little, put this back in the bubble wrap that I popped. But the way I make M2 not terrible is to make you use heat set inserts. Heat sink. Oh my gosh. So let's use our drill. Let's use our bit, our screwdriver bit, and let's go. Buck Rogers says, love these kind of videos. And I would say to that, I do too. They're really fun. I miss this type of video. Oh, I dropped it. It's just fun to like hang out, kind of, you know? Just chill. Did I do the first layer too high or too low? Could be either of them. We will see in a second. It doesn't matter. It is in the past. Whatever the lion says. The monkey says from the Lion King. Another thing we're going to reprint is this needle. This needle is terrible, and I hate it. I hate every ounce of this needle. You can't see it, but it looks terrible. So we're going to redo it. So let's start out with, I have this camera right here. I'm just going to gently remove these screws. Okay. Now we have this. Oh my gosh, I'm extremely descriptive if you can't tell. We have our this or that and rat-a-tat-tat. At least this one has a seal. Okay. Now, this is now trash. I'm gonna put it in the, I have this box of parts that are trash to me but aren't to most people. So I'm gonna put it in that bin. Because it's not inherently trash, it's just not perfect. Okay, now we have this piece right here. We have this piece. I'm gonna take off the needle with some pliers. This might damage the X27, so I'm gonna do a test to see if it's still good. It shouldn't be bad as long as I do it the right way. I think that was good. It's all bent now. Okay, now let's unscrew this. Let's go for it. Okay. Oh, and I forgot about this screw right here. There's a screw that pops up just a little bit, but the sole purpose of this screw is just to act as a zero. Okay. This piece right here, I'm gonna replace it. You can't see the lines. They're a little bit not perfect, so I'm just gonna replace it, play it safe. This piece I can reuse. There's no changes to this, other than I set the Z offset a little too low, but that's all right. Mistakes happen. Morgan Felden redid this decal. It's not, so this decal right here, I don't know if you can see it, but it has a gross part right here, and it's a little bit fuzzy, a little bit pixelated. So so he was like, I can do it, and he did, and it is awesome. I'm gonna print that right now. Let's get our printing stuff. Instruments, airspeed indicator. No, decals. Upgraded right here. I'm gonna make high-res prototype. Huh? I'm gonna make archive right here. Decals. Okay, I think this is good. This is definitely an archive. I think. That's an archive, maybe. These are an archive. No, these can stay because they're still high res. Upgrade. Get out of here, all of you. There we go, that's more organized. I'll push it to GitHub. Later I'll delete them, but I want to, I'll let them stay for a little bit more. Fetch. Fetch. All right. Let's print this right here. Oh, I need to export an A4 paper. That's the standard. I'd figure there are more viewers outside of the USA than there are inside the USA, so I'm trying to cater to an international audience. Only 20% of the viewers are in the USA. All right, print. I'm gonna print it to a PDF just because my paper is expensive. Print, and go to instruments, airspeed indicator, right here, and then decals. Let's go here. Now, upgraded.pdf. Failed to load document. That's awesome. Thank you for that. Let's just export it as a PDF and then print that PDF so we can be sure about that. PDF, export. And now. Okay, we'll delete that later. Not worth being crazy about. Okay, here we have it. We have the thing. Let's print it out. Control P, more settings, Control Shift P, preferences. It won't be a PDF this time. Oh, come on. Won't be a PDF this time. It's going to be to my actual printer. Preferences, print profiles. Manufacturing is just basically like highest quality ever, everywhere. Then I'll print it. Cool side up. Cringy side up. Final cool up. Okay, I always have to peel. Oh, something fell over. That's a lot of damage. Alright, let's resituate it. Sometimes you have to rebalance them. Oh, because I put the red one in a box. Okay, back to the story. Sometimes I'll just peel these because I'm not sure which side is which. They don't make it very apparent. I'm pretty sure the downside is the right side, but I have to check. Yep. Okay, I was right. But better to check you're right than not check. Better to safe than sorry. Fancy side down, cringy side up. I think. Sweet. And print. Okay. I should have printed it on production, or like in a production sheet. Then I'd have like 2 extra models that I could have to sell stuff with, but it's all fine. It's fine. Oh, CaptainBobSim.com/shop. That's the plug I'm supposed to do. Here we are. Oh, I forgot. It takes forever. It takes quite a bit of time. And let's check in on our print. 3 minutes remaining. So you'll have that noise out of your head in a little bit. It's quite a big noise. I'm sorry about that. It's right in the microphone's like area of hearing. Buck Rogers says, sometimes working on this stuff can drive you crazy. It already has. No. It's funny because it like drives you crazy getting all the details right. And then at the same time, it also like is the only thing like keeping me from being crazy. Let me see. do. Okay, here we have it. Let's check it out. Now, I should have just made a 6-pack decal and then printed that, because that would have helped. Oh no, I ripped it a little. Don't do this at home. That's why I'm not showing it to you, because it's sketchy. Scalpel. Okay, we have this thing. Not sure what that's about. Just have to kind of cut it a little bit. Get the rough shape outline. Oh, I'm just gonna use scissors. This is so sticky, it's not even sharp anymore. Don't do that at home. I am home, but I'm the exception, so, you know. Okay. The only tricky part about this vinyl paper is that it kind of rips, so you have to be pretty careful about how you cut it. But it can work to your favor, because if you're almost there, you can just go shoop. Now, we have this part. Let's do my famous hold it up to the light trick. This time I have a fancy light right here. We can turn it on. Hold it up to the light. And figure out how to put it together. You can even put it under the light too. That works nicely as well. Or hold it up like this. And hold the light up here. Line 1 hole up. Excellent. 2 holes up. Oh, almost 3. It's okay. I think this is about as... No, I can do better. Oh, okay, that is really awkward. I need to now flatten it out. Get this all good. do 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 do. Christmas songs are the best songs. Prove me wrong. Okay, now I have to use my scalpel. Should I go upstairs and get a sharper one? Because this one isn't very sharp anymore. I mean, it's kind of sharp. Nah, it's not really that sharp. Okay, I've decided that I'm going to be gone for a little bit. Oh, Adventure48 says, I'm live streaming with a celebrity. Oh, are you watching someone else's stream? I don't think I'm a celebrity. But I want to check out if you're live streaming with a celebrity on your channel. That would be cool. But then why would you plug it if you're like live streaming with like in an interview? I don't know that one. Okay, I will be right back. I say as I wave a knife. I have there's a fancy button. Okay. Update. I couldn't find the knife, so yeah, we're gonna use this one. It was cutting all right, not optimal, but we should be able to at least kind of work with the edges a little bit. Okay, that's pretty good. A lot better than the first model. So that is the major point we want. Ooh, I like this. Okay, here's the first hole result. And Wellington Santos says, greetings from Brazil. Greetings from the US. I hope you're having a great night or day. Whatever time it is in Brazil. It's just south of us. So it should be night. Or it should be like, what time is it there? Have a good time of day. Smooth. Okay. Ooh, this is like butter. The edges are tricky though. I can go over here if you want. It gets tricky when it's not supported by, or like tensioned on the other side. So that can be tricky. Okay, I'm gonna have to re-trim this edge. Oh, this looks so bad. I wish I had like a sharpener or something. I guess you just buy the blades again. It's just so sticky. 5. Okay, so it's like dinner time. Right here it's 2 o'clock. Mountain Standard Time. MST. Ooh, this looks good. I like it. It looks way better than the first one. Kind of using the edge as a guide. Oh, as best I can. And now I can use just a normal pair of scissors. Doesn't have to be like a Crayola pair of scissors. Doesn't have to be, what's that one scissor brand? There's a nice scissor brand somewhere. It doesn't have to be nice scissors. It just has to be normal scissors. And you're gonna wanna take your happy little accidents. Just cut around the edge right here. Happy little edges. Okay, I might be Captain Bob, but I'm not Captain Bob Ross, so I'll knock it off. I forgot something I wanted to try. I wanted to try putting heat set inserts in before putting on the sticker, as well as doing something else. That's very not vague. I was gonna also try putting the screws for the motor under the label, the decal. There's no time like the present though. Okay, that looks pretty good. Right now is a gift. That's why they call it the present. Uguay said that. Okay, now we're gonna get a Sharpie and we're gonna run around the edges just a little bit. This will help get rid of any fringes or anything, and it's important to get rid of those so it looks real nice. Yeah, it just helps it look dark instead of the cuts being like white. Oh, sometimes you'll mess up, and that is okay. Usually you can kind of rub your mistakes out a little bit. Okay, great. Alright, here's my instrument face. I like it a lot better than the first one, especially down here. I'm gonna get it better a little bit, but you can't see like any white space where you could in the first model. So thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I said it earlier. Morgan, for editing these. They look really good. I don't know why I just had a spaz there. I was like, which is weird because I've been like sleeping more than I ever have, and now I'm just like in talking. What was it? What would it be? I could just blame it on my headache. I've been known to do that. Okay, we have our needle here. It cuts a hole, and we can just stab our other mounts into it too. Oh, I think it's the heat. It's so hot in this room. I went upstairs and it's really nice. And then thin foam to cut on. Yeah, thin foam would be nice to cut on, like a little cutting board. I should get one, and then it could be a nice background too. Yeah, usually I'll just cut in the air so I can see behind where I'm cutting too. But I think some like cutting foam would be nice. I should get some. Now I'm gonna rip this up and redo it. If I can. This one's a lot harder to rip up. Oh, I think it's because this one was done on a glass bed, where the... No, it's done on the normal bed, and is thus easy to rip up. Let's get our vinyl label. Turn on the light. Go from blindness to sight. I prefer blindness. Well. Okay. Oh, did this scale properly? We will see very soon. It's Vsauce here. Okay, I should change the center point maybe. Gotcha, okay. Oh, I should not cut my eyes. Matthias says, "Hi, Captain Bob. Do you send kits to Brazil?" Yeah, we ship worldwide. I've shipped a few to Brazil. The only difference with worldwide shipping is it's not free worldwide, because that would make me go bankrupt very quickly. And also, you'll if you have any import tax that you have to pay, you might have to pay that at your post office. But yeah, I ship worldwide. I just have to do a little form. But yeah. Shoop. This is fun. I enjoy this. It's just kind of brainless work. Not brainless, but like, it's not mentally taxing. I say as I stumble through all of my words. It's kind of just like concentrating on art a little bit. Get our knife right here. Oh, Crocodile Dundee, that's the movie. They're like, that's not a knife. This is a knife. Yeah, I see where you're coming from with the pad now, on account of not cutting off my fingers. Let's see. Sweet. Ooh, this is fun. I keep saying that. I swear I'm not an ad. I just like doing this. It's fun. An ad for Flight Simulator. Now, if we put... Ooh, this is good. If we put it together... I love how dark the new printing is. If we compare it to the old one... It's like a little darker. And it looks less brown too. It looks like a richer like, yeah. A richer tone. No, hue? The color is cool. Let's go back here. Great. And now... I should have done that a little bit ago. But better late than never. We're going to reprint a Airspeed needle. Airspeed indicator, the musical X27 version STL needle. So, a needle pulling thread. Oh, and Matthias says, your content are amazing. Thank you. Yeah, I haven't made a video in a while. I want to get back into it. So I thought the next video I'm going to make is kind of a different one. So I'll be showing that to you in a few. Oh, this is only three minutes. I should just like remount a switch right here, but I'm only here for another like week, so my setup will change. But thank you. Yeah, I enjoy making them. I miss making them a lot. I was gonna kind of talk about that earlier, but I was like, as part of the like, this hobby keeps you, like, it drives you crazy, but for me, like, it, this is not a good sample, good representation of me being sane, I guess. But it's a really cool hobby because it keeps you like busy learning stuff. You could spend your entire life learning all of this stuff. You can get into machining, circuit board design, everything like that. It's just crazy how much you can do. But yeah, that's part of the joy of it. Okay, we have our flash drive. Our needle pulling thread. Or just our needle. Now we'll go to our right here. You should probably get this. Okay, we will see how it goes in 3 minutes. Okay, where am I here? I have my live chat right here. Okay, that's all good. It's kind of fun to see where these streams go because they're like, I'm not focusing at all, or it's just like, it's like kind of wherever it takes you, you know? Close without saving. I didn't do anything meaningful, so that's good. Now, add PDFs. Add PDF. I'll commit that. Yeah, I'm a little commit happy right now. I'm kind of, in the future, I'm going to be a lot less committy. I'm going to be, most of what I do will be, I'll just like post something out. That'll be like the version until I make an improvement of the version instead of being like, a little change here. It is nice to have little changes here and there though. But I think it's just such a like, can be so crazy to keep track of everything if you're constantly doing everything. Sweet. Marcus. Okay. Oh, it's almost done. Well, okay. It says there are 5 minutes left. You liar. You said there would be 2 minutes, 3 minutes. That is 5. Okay. It's okay. We'll have a little 3D printing time lapse, and by time lapse I mean 3-minute video. Let's go back to the chat. Wellington says, I'm building a home cockpit most based on your contents. Would you mind if I contact you via email to show the progress of the build and eventually give some tips to improve it? Hope you'll enjoy. Yeah, absolutely. I'm always looking for feedback. And I love to see everyone's video build of the Cessna 172. So yeah, my email is in the description of the video. Let me make sure it actually is, so I'm not making a fool of myself. studio.youtube.com and then live. I can edit it right now if it's not. Edit. Yeah, it should be, yeah, it's under connect with me. My email's right there. I would love to see see what you have. And then for any issues, if you go to the GitHub, the Cessna 172 project, under this issues list, you can add an issue there or email me with your with any tips on how to improve it or anything. I love to hear your feedback. All right. What was I gonna do? Something else. Ooh. Trying to get... Oh, look at that. It's already finished. I didn't even have time to get distracted. I'm going to print another one. This one has some goop in it. I could have prevented that by like cleaning the nozzle, but that would have taken 3 seconds. Instead, I'm going to do something that takes 3 minutes. Confirm, prepare, do, print. Okay, now it should be all good. Good to go. Need all 3 minutes. Okay. Yeah, it just has some... I forgot to purge the filament before I switched over to white, so it has a little bit of goop in it. Is goop a word? Or like that intellects use? What would it be? Rubbish. Probably. Okay. I can't remember which one I read last. But I hate this. There's a little heart now, right? Like it covers like a fourth of the comment. I'm trying to get my Latitude cockpit finished, trying to get the GTC units going, 3D printing cases, getting several displays to play nicely together. Ooh, that is cases. That's really cool. That's something I'm kind of like working on a little bit. For this one, it's super easy. I have a case you just dunk on, but yeah, cases make everything nice, and they keep the dust out too, which is nice. That's awesome. I would love to see your launch too, or like any updates with it. Yeah, I could give you some tips too, if you have. Send me any pictures, but yeah, feel free to. I build them all, and I'm like, oh, this all just comes easily because I've been doing it for like forever. But if there's ever any like hard parts of the build that you're like, oh, this just really doesn't make sense, this is frustrating, let me know, and I can always be like, oh, I will change that. Exactly like that, in that accent. Okay, so we're going to have this first one. You can tell how patient my on stream I get, but we're gonna have this first needle just go with this decal right here. It doesn't matter that there'll be stuff on it because we're just gonna cover that up with this decal right here. So this bigger one, you can line up the center. We'll turn on the light. If my eyes get sunburnt, this is why. I don't think that's how it works. Ooh. Okay, it has to be centered and even here. Sweet. I hate apps where you can see if you're online or not. That's like one of my weaknesses. Because I always like to read something and then ignore it and think about it for a little bit and then respond. So people will be like, why didn't you respond? You'd be like, oh. That's... That, I don't know why I just thought of. But yeah. Alright. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's so pretty. What was that face? I see it in my little monitor right here, and I'm like, The person on the other end of the camera scares me sometimes. But it looks pretty nice. And there's a little tiny detail right here. This dot both helps you align it, which is helpful. And there's a little tiny dot in the real one too. Little tiny, it's a bump. So I didn't want to model the bump, but I did model this little circle that hopefully looks like a bump. Maybe. We have our second one that looks way better. It's all consistent and everything. Now we can judge the needles. It is needle judgment day. Repent now. Okay, the faces I make crack me up. Okay. So this is risky. Don't paint the backing, but just paint the needle. So you can just go like this, make it consistent and even, and if that is good enough for you, that is all you need. But you can also apply a decal and make it look like this. I think that's a little bit whiter of a white, so I just printed this for nothing. But that's okay, because now we have an extra. And what can you do with extras? Whatever you want. That's what you can do with them. Okay. And, oh, you can't even see that at all. Okay, my bad. But this is the one I did by hand. This is the one I did with a label. I would, let's see if we can't go to, should I buy the pro version of this software? The little camera right here. Oh, I hate, you can see my legs. That's like one of my worst fears in videos. Now I should. Okay. Okay, we're good now. Ugh. Water. I'm all out of water. This is terrible. I guess I just have to die of thirstation. Okay, let's continue with the airspeed indicator. Get the airspeed indicator all done. This should be dry now. You can see how decisive I am. Okay, we have our airspeed indicator right here. This one will need to get drying, so let's work on this one. While this one's drying, we'll finish up this one. We have the new 3D printed piece right here, so this one honestly just pops in here. It's pretty cool. Let me get the fringes here. A lot of back and forth, mostly because they're shiny. Okay, let's look here. I'm gonna razor it off a little. Do not try this at home, or school, or work. They should really say, do not try this anywhere. That would be a lot less. I think you would be legally liable for less. But then are you taking away people's freedom? Okay. Now I have this. It's not hairy anymore. I didn't do that. That was someone else. That time too. Okay. I have this. We just press it in here. This should be a little looser. I don't know if this one specifically has that extra tolerance. But here we are. Let's wipe it off a little. It still has fingerprints. Are those on the outside or the inside? It's so hard not to get fingerprints on these. Okay. Now, this should actually be perfect. Just screw it together, and we're good. This one, on the other hand, we need to put in the stepper. I'm actually going to replace this stepper with the updated stepper. So this is my old model of stepper. This is my old style stepper. I just have this stepper pre-soldered to the wires, and that's great. My new style is these steppers right here. Ta-da! They're like a little sandwich. It is so hot here. I don't know why. I'm gonna get a fan. No, I put the fan somewhere else. It's right here. Oh, I have my "we'll be right back" somewhere. Actually, I can just do this. Ta-da! I can. Permissions. There we go. We are back on planet Earth. Right as the 3D printer stops, I have to start the fan. I'm sorry, this is kind of just the way it goes here. This room doesn't have a very good air conditioning. Let's start off with soldering. So I'm going to clear off my desk. You would be very proud to hear that, I'm sure. So let's go and do that. Clean up, everybody, everybody. Clean up, everybody. Something. Will we need the Arduino? We still will need the Arduino. So we're gonna put that there. Here's this. The stepper. The old stepper can go with the old stepper. The new steppers are in my inventory. Right here. Not right here. This is a big day, guys. I'm opening a new pack of stepper motors. Here we are, one X27 stepper motor. Let's fit this in right here, make sure all the pins push down, and then on the other side I'm now using this RGB LED strip wiring, and that just gives it a nice 4-pin wiring solution, so it's all nice and tidy. Don't have to use any zip ties or anything. And I think we set it to, was it 30? No, it was 250 millimeters. Right there. Where are my snips? Yeah, I'm about to redo my entire workspace, so I usually as soon as something bugs me, I fix it. But like next week I'm moving, so it's it's not worth fixing just yet. Next Tuesday. That's crazy. Just as soon as I get used to something, I'm moved. And it's soldering. It's on. Okay. I really like how these turned out, the circuit boards. Can you see it? I'm like a makeup person. I'm like, look at my little circuit board right here. And then you just plop the wires in there, and then you're good to go. Dun, 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 dun. Let me poke this hole right here. I think that'll be a good hole to poke. My reasoning. It'll be a good hole to poke. Get my screwdriver. And screw down. Sweet. Now we have our 0 position. And then the stepper will go on right here. Once we solder it, it's probably warmed up now. Oh, this is so much cooler. Sorry about the all the fan noise. I try sometimes on streams like tuning it down, but then my voice is about as loud as the fan, so it'll cut me out, and then it can just be a disaster. Let's start off by soldering the 4 wires here to the 4 pins, then going from there. We have our 4 wires. Have to spread them out a little. In my updated circuit board, I think I'm going to... that's a tricky one, because if I do that, it'll kind of mess with things. If I make them closer together, so I can just press it in. The 2.54 millimeter spacing is really nice to have, and keep a constant design standard in everything. But, you know, it's all right. I really wish the world was just all metric. It would make life so nice. Just, I don't know. Sometimes I think about that. I'd be like, how many lives have been lost because of the imperial system? Not the imperial system, but conversions from metric to the imperial system. At least 100, I would say. What does my little thing say? Oh, do I have an event? Let me check. Oh no, we're good. Sweet. It takes a little bit longer to solder these, but it's a lot quicker than putting on connections and putting those through. What I might do is just have a like strip and solder the wires to that strip instead of doing this, because I think that would save a lot of energy, time, effort. it'd make it easier. Oh, I should bring that back. I should play the trumpet before the streams. That would be so fun. Okay. Oh, I realize I'm not showing you any of the soldering. I'm so sorry. I just did this. So now it's not even. Hello. But boy, why did it disconnect? That's so rude. Stop. Start. Let's just close and reopen. That's like 90% of my tech support know-how. Allow, okay. Start. Okay. Let's see, think that. All right, now let's get the backside now. Some of my sentences are so weird, and I hate editing them, because I'll be like, why did you say that? That is not something that anyone has ever said in the history of the world. I'm like, well, you just did. You made history. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's redo this one. There we go. Now, these actually do need connections, the DuPont connections. Yeah, I think that'd be the easiest way to do it. You could do IDC, but that would be really weird to have a 4-pin connector like that. That would go against the entire standards. Now, let's. Oh, good, you can see. Let's now do that. Okay. Buck Rogers says GTC works great, Pop-Out Manager works great, but 9 screens on 2 video cards. Yeah, that sounds crazy. Right here. Yeah, that is always crazy. So many things, so many displays to handle on so few cards has got to be crazy. I imagine it's gonna be a little crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we need 4 of these. Give me a second here. Look at this. I took them all out without like unwrapping it, so there's just one that was under the tape. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I kind of wonder how I'm gonna do my simulator to see how that goes, because I feel like it'll be pretty similar with so many displays, because I'll have potentially even just small displays like if I end up using a like OLED or something, or just a tiny display with Air Manager for like a transponder or something. That's gonna be pretty whack. I figured out that I think the 737 Max actually uses OLED displays with a 7-segment font for their radio. I'm not like 100% sure. I'd have to see one in real life, but I think they do, and I think that's absolutely hilarious. Let me know if that's true, or if I'm falsifying aircraft systems. This feels so awkward sometimes. I feel like I have to sing something to break the silence. Like, my body lies over the ocean. And this is why I went into engineering. You know what I want right now? Pizza. That would be so good. What are everyone's favorite pizzas? I guess the pizza places are very regional, like the good ones, not the franchises. I guess franchise pizza can be good too, though. Like Domino's, I love their crust. Papa John's, I feel like is too expensive, but they say on the truck, better ingredients, better pizza, so that must be true or something. Yeah. Does anyone have a favorite pizza brand? Maybe I'm just talking into the ether. I guess technically I am into the Ethernet. Right there is where it goes through. Over there. Behind the simulator. That little thing. It looks like an Alexa, but it's not. It's Wi-Fi. Doodle-doodle-doo-doo-doo. All right. I think we got it all. Press the tabs down. Make sure it's all good and good to go. And we have ourselves a thing right here, ready to go. Now we just have to poke this thing in through here, and then find the screw holes. Should I peel it up? I think I'm gonna damage it do more harm than good if I peel it up. Let's look through the light. It'd be right here. Right there. And here. Sweet, we got it. I also have police mode on this light. It's kind of crazy. I will use that way too much. I promise. One, two, and 1, 2. Let's get our little drill and drill this. Ooh. So it appears you need to be careful. I might have to redo this decal. But if I do redo this decal, I'm going to do it with the screws under instead of above. Let's see how the second one goes. Just be careful once you're doing it. The last few threads. Oh, I forgot something. Back it up. Beep, 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 beep. Gotta put this in. Silly goose. Feel it up, push it down. Whoop. There we go. So yeah, it's best to do this before, and oh, that's actually impossible to do it before. Because of the way it goes together. Or to cut it, you need to have it off so that you can cut really nicely. So that is a dilemma. I will have to think about that more. Ideally, you'd just go slow when you tighten it down like that. Pepperoni and pineapple. Ooh, it's a good flavor. Two good flavors on one pizza. That is great. I just whacked myself with that. I'm of the opinion that pineapple belongs on pizza. I know that's not a popular opinion, but that's my opinion, and I will die with it. Okay, maybe I wouldn't die for it, but I think it's cool. I think it's cool. I think it's cool to do that, to eat pineapple on pizza. Okay, I need to cut the top of this stepper. Let me actually confirm with Trevor. Why did I speak to myself in the third person? That doesn't make sense. Little stepper, where are you? Oh, there it is. So it looks like I need to poke it through. There we go. We got him. Just pushed it through. That also creates a nice bond right there. So yeah. It created a bump. Not that I wanted it exactly there. Okay, now we have it. It's tightened down. I can rotate this and it stops at 200. So that is perfect right there. Now we can put the case on. So we're going to put this through here. We're going to put this through here. But we have, I forgot two things. We have this piece that goes before the seal. You know, you're trying to seal this nut. Yeah. And if you don't like the glass, you can always print two seals. That's the way I designed it. And the second thing is we need to poke a hole for one of the very last things we're going to poke a hole for, the gear. Boop. Here it is. Scalpel. Now, if we push in our gear right here, push in the gear. Then we line everything up here. I'm actually gonna go with a new set right here. This is smudgy and has some dents in it. I'll put this with this right here, put it in the free pile, and give it away at Flight Sim Expo. Oh wow, that is a lot of units. 2 for each side, 3 displays for outside view, and 3 for PFD and MFD displays. Dang. Actually have 0 displays right now. I don't even hook it up to a computer. Or I do, but I don't fly with a display. I guess I mostly fly for testing, so I wouldn't count my desktop as a display. Because there's nothing being shown, it's just MobiFlight. I guess I fly with 2 displays because I have my 2 monitors right here. So I'm not excited to cross that bridge when I have to do all the display magic, but what you gonna do? Ooh, I love how nice it is. I gotta get some dust off. It's already dusty. It's always like so stressful handling glass like this. Now, push the seal behind it. Okay, I need the bezel. Right here, push the seal in the bezel. It's a good thing I didn't sell this because it's a little off. This one is, which I test, but so I guess I would have caught it. Oh, it's because I resized them and then I cut them, so that's why it is. Let's use a 3.2 millimeter drill bit. I think I just saw a cockroach. That's gross. And now we will make everything dusty. Okay, now I'm just getting dust under it too, so I have to clean it out afterwards. Oh, that's a great noise. I'm just gonna mute myself real quick. Remind me to unmute myself. There we go. We have the glass right here. And I just made it all messy and my shirt all messy, so you can't always win them all. But try to win as many as you can. I mean, life is a competition. You are sent here to win. Let's see. I'm going back to college, and I wonder if my friends will be like, "Oh, I missed all of your personality," or if they'll be like, "Wow, you've gotten weird." I'm not sure. We'll see. Okay, that looks pretty good. I think I'm gonna use a microfiber cloth. Where did I put that? Oh, it would be right here. Do. Let's get that. Oh, I just made it worse. Now there are like 4 flakes on it. They're all coming up. I think that is the best we're gonna get it. I'll just like wipe the flakes off on my sleeve. This is not certified by the FAA. This whole like process of getting the stuff off. Now is there fingerprints? No? It's good. Do you see anything? you see my blinds. Are we muted? Okay, I think we're good. But let me know if I'm muted. I guess yeah. Okay. Now I just got grease on it. Ah. Now I see why they wear gloves in electronics shops. They're like, if like someone's picky about that, then it makes sense. If they're not, then it doesn't. That's just how it works. And after all of that, it's big enough. That's good. Gotta press this down. Put the seal in. I need to put the seal in. I forgot about that. This is usually a lot more seamless if you don't have to modify it. Then you don't like get it all crazy. Then you don't get flakes on it. Then you don't have to like get everything. So I should have, hindsight, I would have done the thing before. I would have tested it before, then drilled it, then taken the tape off. But I assumed it was perfect because it was, but it wasn't. Where did I put that seal? Here it is. There's still a flake. They're everywhere. Oh, I have a fan. I can just blow them off. Look at that. Engineering at its finest. Now let's put in the seal. It's called a seal because the real aircraft has a seal. It doesn't function like a seal. It's more of a spacer. But I thought it would be nice to kind of keep the naming consistent between aircraft and simulator. It'd be, have a little fun. You only live once, so like, enjoy it. Call a seal a spacer a seal. I'm pretty sure that's a motivational quote. Call a spacer a seal. You only live once. Let's see. Hello, it's Arthur. Or I'm not Arthur. You're Arthur. Hello. Okay. Looks like we're all good here. After all this, I think I have to drill it out some more. We are going to drill it out in a second, right after we finish screwing this together, so I can just install this, have this one be done with. No, I'm just gonna, I'll just drill it out a little more. I mean, yeah, let's do that. I don't want to, okay, there we go. This time I'm going to use a 4mm bit, because the other one is a 4mm hole. Arthur asked, hi, I want to also make a home cockpit, but I don't have a 3D printer. Do you have any advice? My advice, I'm sorry, is going to be get a 3D printer. They're like $200, and the filament is pretty cheap, but you can make so many cool things that otherwise wouldn't be possible. Other than that, if you can't buy a 3D printer, go to like the hardware store and like look through stuff, see if you can find like not bottle caps, but like anything, like any, use your imagination and be creative for how you can how you can get a 3D printer, how you can get 3D objects that look like the simulator without buying a 3D printer. And if you get a 3D printer, you can also like print funny little Shrek octopuses and stuff, and like little stuff. I don't know how that helps. Okay, I guess it's a little bigger than that. Let's go up to let's put it up to the fan. Oh, now it's not blowing off the chips though, so I have to do this whole weird process again. Pop it out, wipe out the fingerprint where I popped it out. You know, chaotic. Wipe it down. Be very careful not to get any fingerprints on it. Wipe it down. And get this side. Make it all nice. Oh, it's not all nice. Now it's all nice. No, it's still not. Go figure. Now it's nice, okay. Flip it around without touching it. Press it down without touching it. And put the seal in without touching it. It's just basically a giant game of Jenga, but if you touch it, then it gets fingerprints on it. So it's nothing like Jenga. That, I'm going to say, is pretty good. Maybe I'm being too crazy about this, or not crazy enough. There are only two options. That you can never be perfect. You're either too crazy or not crazy enough. And I'm sorry, but that's just the rules. Now, before I put this in, I'm going to put on the cap, and I might tweak it a little, but I think this is good for now. Right here, or like this. So now we have the resin printed bezel. So it's nice and smooth. You can't tell any layer lines. Well, if you look close, they're like tiny ones, but this is a lot better. And now for the turn coordinator, we just have 4 screws right there. Get some screws, get the screwdriver, put our bit back so that it's there when we need it next. As you can see, I follow a philosophy where you put everything back immediately after using it. I always struggle on live stream with that because everyone's like watching, so you're like, okay, I just want to like keep it rolling. But it's good to clean up often, have everything organized. Okay, great. Okay, before I put this in, I'm gonna bend the wings up just a little. You can't really tell from the front, but it'll help it not get caught on the sides right here. If they're bent down, then it'll get caught on the little bubble part right there. Oh, thank you, Arthur. Yeah, it's my like 3rd version of it, so hopefully it looks good. Oh, here we go. Now we're gonna screw this on like it's a tire. It's not a tire, I hope you know that much, but it's a instrument, silly goose. But we're gonna do the like star pattern that they use. Sweet. One, two. I should have done it right here if I wanted it to be 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna do this one now. Forgive me if I'm a little off. Okay. Sweet. This will make it look like it's intentional. I never do all 4 screws because I have to take it apart. If I want to maintain it, I take it apart. So usually I'll just do 4 instead of 8. Okay, that doesn't look like it's... Okay, it is. Maybe not. Whoop. Just drop that. Hey, there we go.
Right, the poison. Poison to kill Cusco. Cusco's poison. That poison.
Yes, that poison.
Got you covered.
Okay. Alright, so now we have our turn coordinator. We have our airspeed indicator. And with this airspeed indicator, off camera, I'm going to put in some heat set inserts into right here. That should make it a lot cooler, a lot groovier. And then after I put those heat set inserts in, I'll redecal it, so I'll cover up these screws, and then we'll be set. So yeah. All right. That's gonna take a little while. I've already been live for 2.25 hours, roughly. So I will see you later. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. If you have any questions, leave a comment thing. Have a good one, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Oh, I'm